It's awesome. If you've never been there, put it on the list. So I've been MIA because I was literally out of the country. But when I channel someone on the other side, there's a hard 3-day rule. Like, don't out, totally out for me. And then once they've crossed over, whatever, it's transition. It's part of the process. Like, what I wanted to do today is Kyle Marissa Roth. I couldn't call her call her in before I left. And so now I'm back, and today is my first day back. Traveled for 24 straight hours. Thanks, United. What I had on my list, I need a break from the Idaho stuff because I'm not really sure. I have to touch base with ladies. And so we'll do that tonight after this. But I wanted to, so Kyle Marissa Roth, she was a D1 athlete. The reason, she's the one that was like, you want more, I'll give you more.
You want more, I'll give you more.
You might have found her highly annoying, but a million other people, including myself, I loved it. I thought it was fun. She always read the blind items. And she dug, like, back in 2013. If you haven't heard the story, this is the quick 5-second overview. I'll probably put some pictures in it of her in here, but this is just so we're all on the same page. I've already called in the quarters, asked for protection, asked Kyle's team if she'd like to join us. And one time I heard her mention that she was a D1 athlete. And that was it. But after that, of course, I liked her way more. I mean, she didn't say she was a sorority. So she played lacrosse. She was a lacrosse captain at Lehigh. She was an athlete. And she had some reoccurring health stuff. I'm going to get into that too, but not yet. Want to just say she got in a tiff with J.Lo. Like, don't you have anything else to do, J.Lo? I mean, this is literally a TikToker. That's like what her job was, literally TikToking, which is totally fine. I mean, but when you're like a princess or a duchess or J.Lo, come on. She got into a tiff with J.Lo. J.Lo canceled her account. So in the last few days I'm just going to preface this with, this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only, no facts here. And I am going to preface this with, I don't like anything that I've seen. And I'm going to get into all of it. Don't worry. I have all my notes right here. I was literally just writing her birthday down. But guess what I can't find? So, she had allegedly, this is all allegedly from her TikTok. I'm not here to like say anything bad. I fully support her and I like her. And as a collegiate athlete, I loved her even more. I get it. So she got canceled. And in the last couple of days, the way that her family told the world was a LinkedIn post. And an Instagram post. This is not a family bashing at all. At all. What I am going to start painting for you, though, similarities to another case that we're working on. And this doesn't even have to do with the police or the corruption or the prosecutor. No. Just the one boy who came to me. So I'm going to start painting the similarities in the last 20 minutes that I just found. On accident. I was literally looking for her birthday. J.Lo cancels her.
taught you that? I teach you that?
Her mom posted a LinkedIn post to tell the world that her daughter had passed away. Okay. I don't have a real opinion on that yet. That might paint itself a obituary, or, you know, when you go on the website and you sign it. There are the same things that are missing for Ethan that are missing for Kyle. If anyone's ever seen Ethan's birth certificate, let me know. If anyone, I know everyone has sent me his birthday, thank you. I have all the background checks, I have it all. I have his parents, I have probably her second cousin's brother's wife. What I don't have is a birthday. There's no location. So if I wanted to make a FOIA request and see what happened, nothing. Those are the two things so far that I have gotten. The next thing, straight up, people were calling it a conspiracy. Let's just go back to the root of the word conspiracy theory. The CIA invented that word. Please do your own research.
A substantial portion of the population believes in all kinds of things. That's not real. What's the harm in people just being wrong and stupid? We got to get tisk-tisked? No, this is propaganda. This is propaganda to make you feel stupid, to make you feel wrong, to make you feel incorrect whenever you doubt the official narrative. And let me remind you, the official narrative includes a fake picture that's now been recalled. Okay? So people already in this story have reason to doubt the official narrative. The Buckingham Palace put that picture out. Hello? This is propaganda. And what I really think, speaking of conspiracy theories, because I'm already a conspiracy theorist, I don't mind getting called that, so just do it. I don't think this has jack to do with Kate Middleton. I think this is all a big look over here, red herring, for something else really going on.
You fact check me and I'm wrong, then I will apologize. But I can tell you right now, I know that the CIA created the word conspiracy theory so that they can tell people they're crazy. And if that's something that someone doesn't have their own Google, it's on the CIA website, it's under a classified document, and I probably will find it before you see this. So, long story short, there are 2 programs that are already, where there's smoke, there's fire. The 2 words so far, the 2 programs run by the same entity, MK Ultra, and if there are any questions about that, I'll post the link, or you can Google it, and the Monarch programming. The Monarch programming is the basis of MK Ultra. What MK Ultra is, I am not at all thinking that this is an MK Ultra. What I do think is this is straight up propaganda. I don't know. Hopefully she's a real person. I don't know. Because This Idaho thing has got me all I don't know who's real and who's not. Everyone who's done the Chapin background check knows Maisie, whatever dumbass, whatever her name is, she's not on. We found one deed under 13 LLCs with her name on it. One. Everyone, please run the background. Find the 3 twins, triplets. We know what hospital the mom put it in the thing. Okay, this is not me asking you to prove me wrong, because if anyone finds it, I'd be psyched. But coincidentally, the monarch programming it's like when, what do they call it? When the Mandela effect. The girl who made it actually really famous, she was awesome, was the girl with Fruit of the Loom. She remembered it having a cornucopia fruit basket, and they were like, no, it never did. The Berenstain Bears are the same. This is part of the monarch programming. This, when the media is controlled, which, again, please check the CIA website. It's all there. And I'm even giving you the names of the programs to look up. The monarch programming is predictive programming. So it's like, if everyone's spreading fear and basically fear, then people who aren't thinking outside the box, who only care what ABC or NBC or whatever BlackRock owns, are pushing whatever their agenda is what's in the news. That's why they're shutting down. We have like censored words, tarot cards from the 1200s. What's his name? Famous Fortunes had to write like bikinis on here because they're naked. Like, come on. You guys have a lot of other things to worry about, but that's a different story. So the 2 programs, please do your own research. It is the Monarch program, it's called Monarch Programming. There are plenty of books about it written by authors who cite the CIA documents. If you don't want to read them, they're a little boring. Well, they're reports. It's like a police report. And MK Ultra. MK Ultra has come up a lot on our Idaho case. Again, I have no idea what happened to our girl Kyle, but all of a sudden we have a fellow athlete who is now not alive. And no one knows what happened. Her mother did an interview. How long is this? Too long. All right, I'm cutting this down. Her mother did an interview with People. What do we know about People magazine? Meghan Markle has shown us if you pay People magazine anything, they'll put whatever you want on the front page. We know that. So, okay. And Forbes, they ran Kyle Jenner as a billionaire and might not have done all their research. So, do your own research. I'm not here for any of that. What I'm here for is the truth. That's it. So, we have some similarities to our Idaho case. And I'm not even talking about the really sketchy stuff that we all know about. The next thing, Miss Kyle, I'm going to call her Miss Kyle out of respect. I love her. I didn't know her. She probably would have been my friend. I don't know. You either loved her or you didn't. And that's fine. Like everyone. She was, okay, so I'm a medical intuitive. I don't know if I've told you guys that. Oh, thank you. Everyone who booked while I was gone. I'm pretty sure I reached out and got in touch with you all while I was on vacation. It wasn't a random spur of the moment thing. I just was maxed out and then I left and now I'm back. If I didn't get back to you and you wanted to book and you couldn't, just let me know. Just shoot me an email and we'll take care of it. Everyone else, if you need anything, we'll touch base, or we've already gotten that. So I'm a medical intuitive. what that is, and I'm certified the whole 9 yards. I don't have a PhD. I have my own opinions about that. But, and if you will, this is not a conspiracy theory hour. This is me just showing you what I found trying to find this girl's birthday. She was born in 87. She died on April 14th. That's literally all we know. If anyone can find it, please do. The next thing, she often talked about her health. As a former collegiate athlete, there, for me, were things that went along with that. The competition and the drive that worked through those times when I didn't have a sport to release that energy, I turned it all in. Okay, I'll just be honest. Well, what Miss Kyle talked about was a colon cancer. You literally, please do your own research. Colon cancer, in my world of medical intuitive, you can look at any Native American, anything other than what the Rockefellers printed since 1902. And it talks about what colon cancer is. She did have, allegedly, colon cancer. That is holding on, fear of change, not moving forward. That's also self-loathing. It's like you are your own worst enemy, like probably her hardest critic. I have no idea. These are just, if anyone's looking for a book though, The Body Keeps the Score is an awesome book. Well, it will explain what I'm explaining to you right now. The Body Keeps the Score. Whatever generation you were born into, unless you happen to be born into the generation that's raising the kids now, and I only know that because I'm around them all the time, there was a lot of everything was fine, surface level. Oh, Dr. John, another great resource. He talks about family dynamics. I'm from New England. Everything's always fine. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you? Fine. No problem. When you don't know how to process those emotions, they can turn into an addiction, an eating disorder, a number of things. And hopefully not for everyone. I don't know. There are a lot of college athletes that didn't have any problems. I know that. I had 50 of them on my team. Not really 50, but the point is, so colon cancer to me is a holding on. You're trying to control you aren't willing to let go of the past. So you're holding on and you're not willing. I don't want to go into the family dynamics at all. Maybe this will happen. I don't know. The next thing that she also talked about was an autoimmune disease. The autoimmune disease is another self-loathing, perfectionist. It's like you become your own worst enemy. It's a lot. It's like self-love. And as an athlete, I'm not going to speak for her. I'm going to speak for myself. But when you go from having the validation of coaches, recruiters, the school treats you different. No one treats the frat kids different, I'll tell you that. But like, we also had the number one men's hockey team, men's soccer, or no, never soccer, football. The athletes are treated differently, straight up. I can tell you that because a lot of the hockey boys were in the business school. And so when you have all this outside validation, and she probably had it, or I don't know if she was a walk-on, or it doesn't really matter. She was an outstanding athlete. She probably was a perfectionist, definitely A-type. And an autoimmune disease in the world of medical intuitive, like on this side, when I can feel, what I can do is, I call it a body scan. Carolyn Mize, she was one of my teachers. Please, I love her. I absolutely love her. I just listened to The Courage to Confront Evil because we've got a lot of that with Idaho, which I thought we were going to be doing a deep dive tonight, but I wanted to do Kyle, and now it's like the bandwidth might not be there. So the autoimmune thing, if you are struggling from any health, it's called a dis-ease. It's not ease. It's dis-ease. Something's off. Her body, it's what I know just from my training is and now I wish I had reached out to her. I didn't because I was just coming out of my own little closet, but now it's like game time. So a lot of self-loathing, anger. She might have had some mommy and daddy issues. I have no idea. The father has not been mentioned in any of this stuff, which we have another father who's been silenced. So I'm not saying, I don't know what happened to the family. I am probably about to find out. What I don't like is this woman who had like she had like 1 billion I don't know. I'm going to post the picture or the video. And they're just being very vague. And they waited a week, which I follow her. She posted like 1 to 7 times a day. And it was always gossip and it was fun. I just don't like what I see. So with that 20-minute introduction, welcome. If you're in the bleachers, welcome. I know you guys are started. I have all of my notes out. So if anyone's interested, this is what I wrote. It's like Kyle's name, Kyle Marissa Roth. She went to Lehigh. She was the lacrosse captain. Born in 87, no location. Mom and sister announced it on Insta and LinkedIn. That's fine. I don't care how you announce it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I want to see is, if I wanted a FOIA, I know everyone's entitled to their privacy. I am not saying that. What I am saying is we have an absurd amount of deaths with okay. The whole point of living in the light, whether you're on the dark side or the light side, it doesn't matter. The light always wins. Go into a dark room and turn on the light. It's not dark anymore. You can't hide anymore. What I like is straightforward, honest to God truth. That's it. A to B. What happened? They could have played up this disease. One of the things she even said was, if she dies, she's blaming J.Lo. J.Lo, you don't want that. That might be your own karma coming back. But her financial, because in America, we don't believe in healthcare, but we'll give you a trash education. I did go to public schools, come on. I just am not a huge fan of it after I did some of my own research. So I don't like what I see. And apparently, I've been out of town and either it's dust or Kyle's here. So that was a 21-minute intro. I'll probably cut it down. If you're new and you're in the balcony, welcome. Thank you for coming. I am... Oh, man. Are you up there? If you're up there and... Okay. I have been doing some research on tarot. I don't know why I was doing it, but it was a really cool story. I can explain it later. This was a 21-minute intro. If you're up there and you're new, and thank you again, just give me a shout out if it's you that likes the beginner deck. I don't mind them. I just switch. So I've already called in the quarters, asked for protection. We had a jumper. I actually haven't even cut these, but all these cards are falling out. So we had a jumper. Who's this? Eight of Pentacles. This was formerly known as the Hot Cowboy. He's a master of his trade. He likes to do his job. He doesn't go to work and gossip. He's a hard worker. Okay. I don't know about this. Like I said, oh my goodness. I haven't even cut the deck. I haven't done anything. Okay. Well, we have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. Thief. We know who this is when we're talking about Delphi. Or, well, probably that too. We didn't have to go with that. That was a 6-part series. But this is you know who. And if you're watching, hi. And moms, Remember, adults, we adult here. Come on. Okay, thief. This is already not good. We have the Four of Swords. Not good. This to me is a little dead boy. I don't care I don't care how you read your cards. We're doing True Crime Tarot. Oh, I actually have a class. It's not ready to launch yet. I started working on it, and I had other stuff. This is a dead boy to me. We have the Ten of Swords. Overkill. You can see it this way. It doesn't matter if it's upright or not. We're reading cards that have to do with unalivings. This is another dead card. Oh, Five of Cups. Someone's grieving. And we have the Knight of Swords. And if you're in the balcony, welcome. Thank you for coming. I don't have a certain number of cards that I always pull, so I don't want it to get confusing. These were just the jumpers. We have Frara. If we were talking about Idaho, we don't even know where Kyle was. I'm guessing she was on the East Coast, just because she acted like an East Coaster. I'm an East Coaster. She's a little in your face. We have the Thief. This is a living roommate. I don't know who it could be. We have a dead boy. And there's no relaxing here. This is a straight up death card to me. We have a Ten of Swords. And if it was in reverse when you saw it, this is an overkill. This person is not getting up. Allegedly, she's dead. Oh, and they're not doing like anything public. If you want to donate, you can donate. She also was calling Oprah, pack your bags, we're going to the Oprah. She was calling her out hard for normal things. I don't think she was doing anything like out of the ordinary. And we have a grief card. Okay, someone has some feelings and feeling sad about it. This also, one time, I want to find it on the other deck. This also right here, that's blood. You can call it wine. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. Okay, so we have the regulars, and we're not even in the same state, allegedly. If this all ties back to that cluster, what we do have is a lot of swords. Swords. What do we know about swords? First of all, they're an air sign, right? Yeah, wands are fire. They're an air sign. Their throat, very analytical. Mind, throat, chest. The kid has it right here. There's a mind, sword, throat, sword, chest, sword. It's your communication. Swords have not ever really, to me, meant internet, but it can. I'm also putting this in the context of True Crime Tarot, which is corruption. And swords also can do two things. Just like dark, you can't have the night without the light, like the day without the night. Yin and yang. Swords can open an envelope or cut you in half. I am curious about this. What I'm going to tell you, if this comes out as she unalived herself, no, she didn't. I'll tell you that right now. And if you're new, again, welcome. There are 3 cards-ish that to me can mean unaliving yourself. So if you're doing a real reading, go back to the one, I think it's number 3. Whenever we did a reading on now he's formerly known as the Hot Cowboy, but I explained when the reading goes from fun to legit. Because when you have major arcana, which we don't have one, the minor arcana are the annoyances of the day. So it's like, well, this is telling a pretty clear story. I haven't done it, but there are 22 of them. They are initiation. They can be called, it depends on what you're looking at. I am now finding books printed before 1907, which has not been as easy as it sounds. But that's its own story. Anyway, so now we're going to shuffle and finish this up and pull the cards. And so when you cut the deck, to me, that's when, like I said, if you do it a different way, good. If you're learning, this is what I do. It's called cut the deck. I just shuffle it until it feels right. Some people, I don't know how you shuffle cards, but when I was taught, you just kind of know. So you send out, what I do is I send out something in my mind that's like, Kyle, Marissa, show us what happened. You're starting to talk. Is this another beyond the grave? I don't know. Because I called her in for this. I don't know. We're going to find out, though, in about 2 more seconds, because we have an Ace of Cups. Do we know what this is? We do. Cups are our emotions. Cups are new beginnings. Cups can also be a pregnancy. We have the 4 of Cups. This, to me, ever since E-Dog showed us this, has always been an internet. For the Idaho 4 case, which is now carrying over to pretty much everything, except for like regular readings. But this, to me, because there's a little cloud, was a spying card. What we don't want to see at all is the Emperor. What we do want to see is the Hierophant upright. Just going to throw that out there. And we have the Page of Cups. This is our messenger. Emotions, emotions, emotions. Cups are water. Cups are, I don't know. I mean, he's a messenger. This is also, he has a little fish in here. It's like, I don't know. It could be like he gave it back. What does this say? He's a dreamer and he's loyal. Good. Okay. I still haven't cut the deck. Those are the jumpers. And I have more jumpers. We have the King of Swords. Okay. I'm just going to cut this because every time I try to shuffle them, they just jump out. Knight of Wands. This is fire. This is our spark. We have the 8 of Wands. To me, this is an aggressive card. Oh, great. This, to me, is 3 of Cups. This is the party. So, to me, this is an 8. And it is a defensive card. It's an offensive card. They're throwing sticks in the air. They're in fight. What I don't love right now, all right, is this. We know who this is. This is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a king. He is really smart. He's looking forward. He's in the now. He does not, probably won't give you any cuddle hugs or anything. What he will do is there might have been some bloodshed to get the top. I have no idea. But what I do know is this archetype is very analytical, mind, throat, heart, or chest. What people do say is the longest path in this life is our head to our heart. I don't know. We have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is a party. Apparently, it doesn't matter what state we're in. This is a party. It was in reverse. Fine. The party's over, obviously. Okay. We have the 2 of Swords. This is the card that's a rock between. Someone pointed out, love you, thank you. Oh, and I haven't even looked at my comments, so I will after this. I was off the grid, literally. Rock in a hard place. Someone was stuck between two horrible decisions. We have the fake happy home. We have another thief card. But still no major arcana. So, here's our fake happy home. I mean, it's not fake, except the Idaho case was touting how happy they all were. Sorry, when you have 4 different stories that don't match what the police are saying because you forgot to get your stories in line. We have the Chariot. This is was she? Oh my gosh, we have the star. This is E-Dog. They put a star out. This is a fire sign. This actually might be a fire sign too. Water. I need to redo that fire lesson. The star is air. Okay, so now we have our major arcana. Someone moved something. I'm not saying that I can't feel her on the other side, and I'm not saying I can. There's a 3-day window. I've been on vacation. Let's just say it's very similar to the other girls. That might have been worth more there. I don't know yet. We haven't even gotten that far. They put her star out, put her in a car. I am guessing. There's a lot of conflict. The girls got this too. The Delphi girls got the same stuff. That was a whole neck slip. Okay. I just want everyone to know. Everything I said about the CIA. That's a different part, hopefully. We just got the Hierophant upright. That's good. We also know that the Hierophant's already on this. I mean, if you don't even have to be in the country to know what's going on with Diddy. They're working on this. One of the conspiracy theories, a word created by the Central Intelligence Agency, I think it was in 1956, was that she was getting too close. I don't know yet what we are. I mean, I know what I'm looking at. I can tell you right now, Ethan, triplets, broke his heart. Who broke her heart? I don't know what her story is. Her mom and sister smell like the Empress. And if you don't know who it is, I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, I know. I know what I'm looking at. This, to me, is not a good thing. I mean, we have 2 more aces. We have the El Diablo. What we don't have are any mother or father figures here. We do have the U.S. government. They're the good guys. Remember? And we have a bunch of aces. This guy's a hard worker. Fire sign. What is this? 7. This is the card that comes right before they launch their attack. They're getting their little sticks ready to launch the attack. They're on the defense here, on the offense here. Well, to my tarot friends, this might be a little messy. Oh, we have Temperance. All right. 1111 sees this as an Archangel Michael card. And that's fine. What I am seeing this as, we have El Diablo sitting right here. He's a Capricorn male. I'm also a Capricorn, you know. And to all my fellow Capricorn females, especially January babies, you don't have to worry about cuddles from El Diablo. El Diablo can also be self-loathing. Okay. I am not diagnosing her. I don't even have a PhD. And that's okay with me. I'd rather have a law license, which is also, that's a whole different thing. We know that the combination of her dis-ease not of ease, was anger, inability to move forward. Maybe there was a divorce, breakup. I have no idea. Stress. She was putting her body under a ton of stress. And your body keeps the score. That's the book. The Body Keeps the Score. Louise Hay also has a great thing. Carolyn Mize, Louise Hay, and I don't know who wrote The Body Keeps the Score, but it has to go somewhere. Those emotions have to go. That's the whole reason we put the meat suit on, so we can feel emotions and love and stuff like that. What temperance means to me today, right now, and it means this most of the time, that I'm not doing private readings or when we're dealing with dead bodies, is the straight up dark side evil. It's like why I'm studied. One of the books I just read or listened to was The Prince of Darkness, Satan, the king of the world, this world. The darkness is everywhere. We all know it. And if you don't know it, now would be a really good time to go to the local library and find your encyclopedia. So we have straight up dark side evil. And I mean, this isn't even like corruption. This is, I don't know. What I do know, this card to me is straight up evil. And it makes El Diablo look like a saint, like an addiction, like big deal. Compared to this. We did also get, all right, so here are major arcana. So the major arcana, these are the secrets of your intuition or the secrets of the inside. Like when you're doing a reading, you build around the major arcana most of the time. Sometimes you don't even need major arcana to tell a story. She just told an entire story and we got these at the end. But these are monumental, life-changing moments. There's only 22 of them. It's an initiation. You can call it this fool's journey. I'm calling it an initiation because I'm learning about the initiation process through the tarot right now. So what we have here is straight up evil. And this is not like an addiction. An addiction looks like, come on over here, Capricorn male. Straight up evil. Princess Di, who is it? What's her name? Oh, wait, I have her written down. Not Divine. Is it Divine Pathways? She's the one that does the readings always on the royal family. I hope it's Divine Pathways. Oh wait, Mystical Fortune. It's her. She's Mystical Fortune. She wears the cool Michael Jackson gloves. I love her. Okay. She always gets the star because they put Princess Di's star out. What I am looking at is the prince. Well, he can go home now and back to his place because the light is winning. You can't hide in the light. And if you're doing everything like the way you should, and not because it says it on a law. Belize doesn't even have laws. They're suggestions. And when there's something going on in their village, they all meet. It seems to me very similar to the Native American way, which is the right way. No, I'm not right or wrong. Don't come for me. I've studied every major religion, and now I can even put the dark side of not just like witch stuff, like real dark side. All right, so, and the Chariot, they moved. Somebody got in a car and moved. Something moved. So we have the Prince of Darkness, dark side, the kind of stuff that has to do with moving children and moving people. It's disgusting. Then we have El Diablo. He looks like a walk in the park. I'd rather, well, whatever, fine. Then we have put the star out. Then we have got in the car and moved. We also, for an archetype, I don't even know who these people are. If I had to describe a psycho or sociopath, I've said this a million times, straight up, King and Queen of Swords. Straight up. They don't have the same, and it's okay. This goes back to, you don't see the earth signs, though, on the front page. Probably like Israel Keys was an earth sign or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was. But what I do know is we have our executioners. Someone gave them orders. Somebody gave someone orders because she has 2 knights right here. You have a Knight of Wands. This is the fire, gets the spark going. This guy's running in because he has orders. He's not, he already pulled his knife. This guy's trotting in, but fast. Let's just say they're not an earth sign. He's not going slowly in. We have pages delivering the message. We have some pregnancy cards. I don't know what that is. I have no idea if she could get pregnant. That's not what I'm here for, hopefully. But what I do not like, still, we do, oh, it's already been 45 minutes. We have the Hierophant upright. We know they have hard evidence. All you have to do, if you don't like watching or reading the court papers, the lawyer, you know, he's awesome. What's Emily D. Baker? Don't read someone that's boring or read it yourself if you hate it. Go have someone explain to you. It's so much easier. Anyway, the court papers, straight up, he brought receipts. And the Hierophant showed up in SWAT gear. I have my own opinion on that, but for the Diddy case. Okay, fine. So we have someone's, I don't know, we have ace. We have 3 aces. Which one are we missing? So when you have 3 of something, then let's figure out what we're missing. We have the wands, ace of wands. Wands are always a spark. They get the fire going. They don't burn the forest down, but they get the fire going. Aries, babies, yeah. Ace of swords. This is words, mouth. Intellectual. Breakthrough. Ace of cups. Cup can be symbolic of a womb or something. I have no idea, but these are 3 aces. So what are we missing? We have the cups, the wands, and the swords. Pentacles. We're missing the pentacles. Okay. Moving on. We have the 3 of swords. E-Dog shows us this all the time. Well, when I haven't been able to touch the E-Dog thing because there are way more than just me on this. Okay, so we have somebody's making a bunch of horrible decisions in their life, and they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If this goes back to pack your bags, we're going to the opera. She also ragged on her, but come on, like, is this Germany 1932? I don't know, but what I do know is someone was stuck between a rock and a hard place. This is the absolute worst betrayal you could ever think of. Ever. If we have triplets, if anyone can find it, fine. I'm going with Ethan because it was showing the story, which is fine. Then we have the, didn't we have a 4 of 3 cups, pentacles, wands. Okay, fine. We have ultimate heartbreak. Oh, 4. Here's our dead boy. Someone made a bad decision, had to break someone's heart. Probably not their own. We have a dead boy. We have a coffin. Someone's going to a funeral. We know I don't know what that story is. Then we have what is this? Thief. Stealing lives, stealing happiness. Straight up overkill. Straight up. Okay. Moving on. Should we go to the wands? Fine. Let's go to the wands. The Hierophant. I set him over here because this is, if you're up there, this is the good guys. It's the white hat. Well, good. Then we have the fire family. Fires are your Aries. They're quick. They make decisions. They don't flounder. They don't get stuck in their emotions. They have emotions, obviously, but why don't we start with all right, fine. We'll start with the foundation. 4s are your foundation. Build a house on a foundation. The next card is always going to be a 5 because you outgrew your foundation. So now you don't have a square anymore. Now you have fighting. You can use this in whatever reference you want. But so we have happy home. You can call it fake happy. I don't care. Then you have fighting. 5s are always chaos because you outgrew 4 and you have to move into 5. Then we have, whoops. I missed a sword. This is a 5 of swords. I mean, this kid just looks like an arrogant little, but I didn't get him with, I'm pretty sure the card she gave us told the story. Fine. Then we have our 4, 5, 7, preparing for battle, fighting. Can be. You can read it however you want. The words are right on it if you don't know. Then we have 1 money card. This is our hard worker. He always showed up as formerly known as the Hot Cowboy. It's a master of his trade. It could be a dentist, Charlie Adelson. It could be, an electrician, a dentist. I don't know, someone who has perhaps a TikToker. That's the only money card that we have. Well, Miss Kyle, I'm going to light some more. I'm going to clear the energy, light some more sage. We're just going to do it again. If any of you guys are intuitive and you can, if you're, what are they called? A medium, and you can talk to the other side. If you can feel her, let me know. I don't know. It's not every day you have like fake deaths, which I should have known, but I didn't. Okay. So she painted a pretty clear picture. What do we want to know now? I don't know. Like, was she even a real person? Did I just start liking a avatar? I don't know. I guess what we can do is ask if she's dead. I guess what we should do is start with, is she a real person? There's question about that. When you have triplets, no one's birth certificates. If you are confused about your own civil rights, definitely don't talk about other people's. What I can tell you, just from being a human, is birth certificates are public record, as are death certificates. Has anyone ever seen them for the triplets? I found the one for the Delphi girls, and it said they committed suicide. Okay. Then why do you have Richard Allen on trial? Guys. So, all right, well, I guess what we should do is ask if she's a real person. Because if she's not, then I got duped. Oh boy. The card just jumped and I didn't even ask a question. Yeah. Okay, fine. So she's a real person. Good. Miss Kyle, did you get unalived? For sure. All right, well, then let's start on the inside. You don't even have to go to cop camp. I say this all the time. So let's start with the sister. Did your sister have anything to do with it? Because the sister and the mom are the only two that have come out. She might have a boyfriend. I have no idea if she liked boys, girls. But we're going to start with the sister, and then we're going to do the mom. Does your sister know the truth? Don't bet on it. Okay. At least it wasn't a night of the hunter. Oh. All right. Did your mother know? Does your mother know the truth? Accept your fate. No. Okay. Okay, so right now we might have a Jim Chapin. The mom and the sister didn't know. They don't know the truth. Did you have a boyfriend? Like, let's just call it a significant. I don't know if she had a boyfriend or girlfriend. Did you have a significant other? As long as you're ready. Oh, that would be a yes. Okay, we're gonna start getting it. It's now. Signs point to yes. Okay. You don't have to go get a little cop camp degree. My husband went to cop camp. I know it's a 2-year program. You don't even have to go to college. You can get your 2-year program. To tell you, you start on the inside, and it's usually then you go to the ex-spouse or spouse. Okay, so what did the spouse have? I guess what we should also. All right, fine. Was your spouse boyfriend, girlfriend? I have no idea. Like I said, I could care less. Does your significant other know the truth? Didn't we just get a yes? That's a negative. Okay. I am not implicating anyone. I'm reading energy. And when there are not simple facts, like Chad Daybell said, I think his police report said that his wife, Tammy, fell out of the bed dead. Okay. I know that you don't need the snarkiness, but you can't fall out of bed dead. You don't move when you're dead. Come on, Chad. Nobody said that he was very bright. But, so I'm not implicating anyone. What I am saying is the last person that Kyle named was J.Lo. Does J.Lo know what happened? J.Lo. Does J.Lo know what happened? In no way. Okay. What about pack your bags? We're going to the opera. Without a doubt. Well, opera. Oh, yeah, she was after you about that. Did anyone find those 1,000 kids? Are we all pretending that there weren't 1,000 children missing? Apparently we are, because I know they hadn't found them. According to Kyle, 2 weeks ago, her mom made a donation in her name, or if you want to donate. Okay. What we know now. Where's my pen? What we know. I mean, you guys saw the cards. We got every sword card, almost. Swords. We got... All right, why don't we start with the good news? In conclusion, I don't know where to go with this. If someone has an idea or finds anything that I can work with, let me know. In conclusion, Miss Kyle Roth, I will put her picture up. She's a TikToker.
What's a soulmate?
It's well, it's like a best friend, but more. So one person.
She's a TikToker. I don't know. What we do know for Kyle. You can't hide in the dark. Fine. We got the same cards that we got for Idaho and for Delphi. So, we have, all right, in conclusion, we have movement card. Could be people moving. It could be party favors. I have no idea what they're moving. I don't even know what it is. What I know is there was a car involved. I would also say that This was not self-inflicted. If they say that it was, it wasn't. I'll straight up tell you. I don't really feel her, which is okay. Like, it's usually a 3-day, it's definitely 3 days, and then I can ask. There's a guardian that I have to ask for permission. If anyone can, I don't know if the people that are in the comments saying that they could feel the girls are the show waters, the crazy moms. It's like Wisteria Lanes. Those moms, guys, come on, do better. I don't know. But what I did see on these cards, straight up, unalived, not herself, someone was stuck between a rock and a hard place. We had the happy home. Might have been fake. I don't know. Her boyfriend, sister, and mother didn't know the truth about what happened. We also got, for Major Arcana, the straight up, the prince of this world. Let's just say it's not, she'll die. That's the whole thing. I had to work through some fear and work through it. So there's straight up evil darkness, straight up Hitler kind of darkness on there. Movement, spying. Well, that wouldn't have been that hard. The government's been spying on us since September 11th. And I was even in London when that happened, and I watched it. So we know that. Okay, fine. The Hierophant did come. We didn't get an emperor. What we did perhaps get was pack your bags, we're going to the Oprah. And we still have 1,000 children missing. No facts here. Do your own research. I don't like what we just got. And the reason I don't like it is because, first of all, nothing was straight up. Unless I've had people that I love very dearly, like the ultimate heartbreak. I get that. I've had to plan, like I've done the funeral thing. That's the front row seat no one wants. Okay, I get it. In all of my time, just being a human, one of my best friends died in high school. It was horrific. What she was doing that day, that night, and when she died, I can give you a minute to minute, and that was like not yesterday. There's a lot of secrecy. You can keep secrets all you want, but if you didn't notice, we're in a time of ascension. And that's something that we can talk about, but the only person I saw driving this bus was a King of Swords. The King of Swords, to me, straight up socio-psychopath. J.Lo has her own issues. I also am feeling some voodoo around her. I don't know if she practices voodoo. I don't know what she does, and I could care less. I don't think she's that cool. I thought she was cool when she was Jenny from the Block, but she's not Jenny from the Block anymore. I can feel voodoo around her. She also got to know. Pack your bags, straight up. God, yes. And the King and Queen of Swords, to me, is the archetype is a socio-psychopath. We have a feminine standing in our masculine in another case. Doesn't necessarily, just because you put on a meat suit that says you're a chick doesn't, it's a soul pattern. It's a soul imprint that you're doing. So, Miss Kyle. And if anyone can feel her, I can't feel her. And now I'm a little concerned when I can't feel people because we have 4 different stories from 2 different parents. And the cops are saying something else. Like, guys. And you can scrub the internet all you want. So, I don't know. I did get she was a real person. I will put some pictures of her. I mean, rest in peace, Kyle. Like, I don't like this. I don't know if she had roommates. Perhaps they slept through a massacre. That's believable. I don't like anything. And we didn't really get any answers. What we got, I guess, confirms that someone was spying on her. If we were going to the opera, I would expect to have gotten like the Empress, High Priestess, like some strong, she is a strong feminine. She stands in her feminine. we didn't really get any. I mean, the Hierophant's the only one we really got. So, in conclusion, Miss Kyle, I don't know if they silenced you. This did happen. Germany, 1922 to about 1936. And if you don't know what happened then, the U.S. government is not faultless. We had our hands are not clean. And I don't know, but what I do know, if you didn't read, or if your grandfather's grandfather didn't fight in the war, I mean, that is what I am seeing. I don't know. What I am seeing in this moment is a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of propaganda and persuasion, loose lips sink ships. I'm not seeing anything straight up. I'm not seeing that she unalived herself. The health concerns, when I tap into her energy, yeah, she had some affirmations to do. I mean, college athletes, they're good at what they do. I don't know. If they don't know how to do it, then whatever. I don't know if anyone can find a birth certificate, and if you make it up, I mean, I don't know what to say. We don't have any answers. I mean, I could do, it's already an hour. I was just thinking I can do the Witch Tarot cards. These have, is it these ones? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I have to upload this, and so I'd have to pause you anyway. So I'm going to have to pause you anyway, because it's already at an hour. But in conclusion, Kyle's death is a mystery. And what happens with secrets? You walk into a dark room, you turn on the light, and then cockroaches scatter, and they change their story 5 times. And guys, come on. Like, my nieces were playing on Apple products soon. Like, just because you're in the generation that didn't grow up with it, like, sorry, the rest of us did. I don't know. So, Kyle Roth, Kyle Marissa Roth. I mean, her name, Rothschild, Roth, I don't know. If she's a symbolic thing, I don't know. So, Miss Kyle definitely didn't unalive herself. We had 2 knights. Knights are action. They take care of business. They're our frat row. We didn't get any really strong feminines, but we did get Satan, the prince of this world. And he makes the devil card look like easy. Fine, you had an addiction, you didn't deal with your processed trauma. Fine, learn how to process your trauma, get to the root of it, and then you can be in recovery and it's over. Straight up evil. All you have to do is pray. Whether you believe in God, nomad, source. But I don't know. So what I don't know right now is what happened to her. If anyone's getting her on the other side, if you're a medium and you can feel her, I mean, I know that there are people in the comments that said that the other girls in the Idaho case came to them. Well, then we had all these moms. I don't know what's real and what's not real. I mean, so I don't know. If you're a real person and you really could feel them, let me know. I still can't feel them. Kyle Marissa Roth, RIP. We're going to the opera, looks like. If I'm going to get unalived from some dark society thing, someone else take the torch. Okay, well, I'm not going to call that on. I'll push that aside. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I don't have anything in conclusion, we don't have any answers. It's looks to me like the Delphi, Idaho case. I don't know. What I do know is Richard Allen did not do anything. Their death certificates straight up say suicide. And we have another man in jail. The prosecutor was trying to flex and straight up said he lied to the media. Forgot to get all the other parents on the same team. So, I don't know. I don't know what's real and what's not real. If you're a mom and you're in the comments, please go after someone who cares. I keep it there because there's a few of us that know. And don't worry, we're talking about you. Because if you're so innocent and your child is so innocent, why are you going psycho? Or why do we have 4 stories out from the same dad? There's some weird stuff going on. Or the mom. Laughing in weird spots. Anyway, I am sorry, but this was an hour and a half, and what we figured out is we are probably going to the opera. There's a connection there. There's something with the opera. J.Lo allegedly doesn't know. I can feel voodoo around J.Lo. I don't know if she practices it. Someone, maybe a grandmother, somebody in her life practices it. I mean, are we going into Beyonce now too? That's straight up. They've been saying she's a dark witch, darkness since 2008, since I can remember. Since, what's her name died? Aaliyah. So, yeah, we have dark side stuff. And if you're sketchy and you don't tell the truth, it's a lot of karma, and it would suck to have to answer to yourself. Why didn't you had one job? So, I don't know, you guys. If anyone can feel her and it's not the psycho Wisteria Lane moms with sketchy children, then let me know. But if you can't feel them, I'm going to stand by it. That has never happened to me before. I have been able to communicate with the other side since I was like 5. So not being able to feel someone to me straight up is a red flag. I can't really feel Kyle. I don't know. What I learned from it was I am a medical intuitive and I help people. And I would have reached out if she was still around. I don't know if she was a plant, if it was a distraction. Anyone seen Kate? No, but Megan's still prancing around being psycho. I don't know. I mean, we're dealing with a level of corruption. I